In this video, we'll discuss the analytics portion of the Ruckus Cloud solution. Ruckus Cloud comes with a set of analytics to help you gain a deeper insight into your network statistics using a wide variety of common use cases for analyzing network capacity, traffic trends, client statistics, and device inventories. You'll see throughout this user interface there are various charts present. So for example, on the right, you'll see that we have total traffic volume over the last 24 hours. So this is giving you some statistics right from the start, right from the dashboard itself. I could change that to the last 7 days if I clicked on that, and it'll just show you the traffic volume for that, or I could do the last 30 days. For example, if I went over to my venues and I selected one of my venues, such as Awani Arts, you'll see that at the bottom of this, it also has traffic volume, last 24 hours, last 7 days, last 30 days, and so forth. You also notice on the right that it has the top 10 applications. This is where my traffic is going to or coming from. And I'll show another example of how to get that information in more detail a little bit later. So if I go down to the Analytics tab, here it shows under Analytics that we have several types of information we can get. We can get client, such as client traffic, client fingerprint by OS, client fingerprint by manufacturer, and unique clients. We can look at sessions, we can look at access points, or we can look at the applications. So for example, if I look at client traffic, this just brings up a client traffic, in this case, over the last 24 hours. Now notice across the top that we have a number of filters, and this is true on all the different analytic menus that you look at. So for example, I can select a time range of 24 hours, 7 days, 1 month, or I could give a custom time frame if I wanted to put that in there. I could look at all venues or specific venues, and if you have a large network, you're probably going to be looking at more individual venues. I could look at all access points or specific access points, all networks or specific networks, radios, either all the radios or 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, and I can also look at the percentage of utilization that I want to see here. So for example, I want to see the top 10% or the top 40% or whatever. So I can set that metric as well. If we go back to the analytics, if I go by client fingerprint by OS, here this just lists the different types of OSs that we have, and in this case we're looking at all the access points. So we notice that we have Windows 7, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and sometimes we get a few unknowns out here. Those might be things like baby monitors or other Wi-Fi devices such as Internet of Things and some of the other things that are out there. And once again, we have the filters that we can set at the top. So I'll go back to Analytics. So I can also look at unique clients. This just shows the number of unique clients over time, both on the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz radios. So this might be a useful graph over certain periods of the day where you want to see how many clients are logging on from, like, say, 8 o'clock to noon, or when you get the maximum number of clients, or when you see a drop-off of clients. This might be a good metric, for example, maybe when you want to do a system upgrade. So we'll go back to Analytics again. I can look at sessions, number of sessions, session inventory, or session duration. If I look at number of sessions, this just once again gives me the breakdown of the sessions, both on the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz channels over the last 24 hours in this case, but I could change that if I wanted to and go over the last 7 days and then hit apply. So here you can see the sessions per radio over a 7-day period. Once again, you can use this information to sort of analyze your network to find out when you have the most sessions and when you have the least sessions. If I go back to Analytics again, and I can look at AP traffic, or I can look at the top number of AP reboots. So let's look at AP traffic first. So on the top, we have the number of clients and the amount of traffic on the left over here. On the bottom, we have user to AP and AP to user, and also, as I mentioned above, the client. So that's what the different color graph on this shows. If I go back and look at the top number of AP reboots, so this will just show the top 10 AP reboots, or I could change that. Let's say I want to find the top 5, 10, or 15 AP reboot. So by looking at this, you can find out which APs are having the most reboots. Therefore, you can go out and analyze those APs and find out what's going on. I'll go back to Analytics again. If I go down to Applications, so this will be application by traffic or application by clients. So let's take a look at applications by traffic. So here we see application by traffic. Now in our case, we're looking at the entire network. So I have top applications by traffic volume. So this graph over here could get quite complicated. And in a very large network, if you wanted to drill down, you could go into traffic such as download or upload traffic. You could also change your time granularity. So for example, we have 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, a day, or a minute. So for example, if I chose 15 minutes and then I hit apply, this will just break this whole graph down into 15-minute increments. And for example, a complaint might come up in your network that your upload speed seems to be slow and you can't upload your photos or videos as fast as you used to be able to do it. So a method of troubleshooting this might be to, instead of looking at the entire screen, then you use some filters based on the time range, over venues, over access points, over the networks. You can break this down into smaller and smaller granularity pieces. So this is just a really good tool to find out where your top applications and your traffic volumes are occurring in your network. And if you see something that is concerning to you, then you can go and troubleshoot that problem. So if I go back to analytics and I go to application by clients, and once again here, I can find out the number of clients I have and how many people are banging on different applications out here. So here I can find the application by clients. So how many clients are using each of these? For example, Dropbox in this case, we've got 4 clients using that. And if I had a particular server out here or a particular website that I was interested in, that can give you some information on how many clients are trying to associate with that particular web server. So this is just a short video overview of how to use the analytics function of Ruckus Cloud.